Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about how Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the independent presidential candidate in the 2024 election, has been excluded from next week's CNN debate. So next week, if you haven't heard, there will be a presidential debate on Thursday, June 27th, hosted by CNN. Now, this is historic for many reasons because of how early it is, because it is not hosted by the Commission on Presidential Debates, which is a bipartisan commission. Instead, it's being sponsored by a media network, CNN. But it was also historic as it seemed like an independent candidate, that being Robert F. Kennedy Jr., could actually make the stage, and that would be the first time any third-party candidate would do so since 1992. So it would really be one to watch, be a historic one if Kennedy were to make it, and a little bit ago it did appear that it was possible. However, he has failed to qualify for this debate. So the requirements to qualify for the debate were to be on officially enough state ballots to be able to get 270 electoral votes, as well as reach 15% or more in at least 4 nationwide polls that CNN deems as legitimate, noteworthy, respectable pollsters. So Kennedy did not meet either. Now, a lot of people say it would be impossible for Kennedy to qualify anyway, because when you look at the ballots, it looks like Kennedy is on enough state ballots to be able to qualify. And basically, he is. You're right if you think that. You really are. Because he has the signatures to appear on the dark purple states, which is a total of 310 electoral votes. And you need 270 to win. 270 was the requirement. He is over that. He is at 310. However, these are not official state ballots. He is not officially on many state ballots at all, because he's only on a few. Because, these are just the signatures that he has. He has enough signatures in these states to be on the ballot. However, you have to turn in those signatures to the Secretary of State's office. They have to approve it, make sure that every single one is correct, is legitimate, and then they officially put you on the state ballot, and he has only done that in a handful of states. Now, of course, these Secretary of State's offices, they are all Democrats or Republicans, and I will mind you that Democrats and Republicans alike do not want an independent RFK Jr. on the stage. They will do anything they want to get him off. So, what the Secretaries of States can do is just delay, is just take forever when it comes to certifying Kennedy, certifying the signatures to put Kennedy on the ballot. They can take as long as they want. So that's exactly what happened. I will tell you that they did not move quick in these states at all. So therefore, CNN required, candidates to be on enough state ballots officially, right, declared on the ballot, to get enough electoral votes to win the presidency. And he has the signatures. However, the Secretary of State's offices just take too long. And he is unfortunately, you can make your own opinion on that, but he is not on the debate stage, unfortunately for him. Now, again, as I was saying, there's also the fact that Kennedy is accusing the Biden and Trump campaign of colluding, basically, of being involved in excluding him from the debates. And that basically does tie into what I was talking about with the Secretary of State's offices. Being Democrat and Republicans, keeping Kennedy off the stage by just taking so long to certify him on the ballot. So, also, this article points out, how the candidates, I know the Biden campaign definitely, literally said to CNN that they are not participating in the debate if Kennedy is included. The Biden campaign said that directly. So if, there's definitely a question, if Kennedy were to actually meet the requirements, what would happen? Would Biden drop out, or not drop out of the race, but drop out from the debate? Say, I'm not doing the debate. What would happen with Trump? Would Trump debate Kennedy one-on-one? Or, maybe would Biden stay in it? Who knows? So, that would have been a whole nother story, had Kennedy even met the requirements, but he did not. And now, what does this mean? This means that the debate is just a one-on-one matchup, again, Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. So, if Kennedy didn't make this debate, then he probably won't make any of the others down the road. And ultimately, that means for his campaign, a lot of people might not be happy to hear this, his supporters, but what it really does mean is that he is kind of out of the race by now. He has an extremely little chance of winning any states at all. And this goes in line with the polling that we have been seeing. When he announced in October, he was at around 15% in the nationwide polls. And after that, as he became more well-known across social media, and at least the mainstream media started to recognize him as an actual candidate at 15% support nationwide, his support did grow. And you see at around January 2024, when the new year started and when 2024 began, he was rising. He was at almost at 20% nationwide in the aggregate, in the average of polls. I remember this poll right here, this highest dot you see here. Each dot signifies a poll, and that highest dot was a New York Times poll with Siena College, and they showed him at 25 or 26 percent support nationwide, and that was really stunning. He had more than half of the support that Kennedy and Biden did, which is just something that you don't see for third-party candidates. But then the attacks came in. The Biden campaign started attacking him. The Trump campaign started attacking him once they saw him as a serious contender. But most importantly, by far most importantly, the mainstream media started to attack him, which has so much influence over the minds of American voters. And you see that ever since then, ever since his peak, he has been falling dramatically. He is now at his lowest point ever. I don't know what Wikipedia says, but he's at around 10% support nationwide, just above it according to Wikipedia. But really, in most polls, we see Real Clear Politics has Real Clear Politics has 538 has him at an average of 9.7%, and the Decision Desk HQ has him at an average of 7.1%. So he is clearly doing much worse than he was before. And with these numbers, now being excluded from the debate, he just has little chance. The debate could have saved him. If he was able to shine, during the debate, come out as a clear favorite, have a really good performance, people loved him, he took down Biden and Trump, that could have been the revival of his campaign. That's what his supporters were hoping for. Looking at this polling, it's, on a downward trend. And being excluded from the debate, not meeting the requirements to make the debate, not being in the debate, definitely will, make this trend continue. Because, again, with a good debate performance, he could have risen, but without it, he will only further be deemed as a candidate of obscurity, of, not a serious candidate, not a serious contender, doesn't have any shot to win. That's the biggest driving force for American voters against voting for third-party candidates, and that's because American voters feel that they do not have a chance at winning. And for a time, it looked like Kennedy could actually win, and when that trend continues, that only creates momentum for the campaign, because it seems like, they could actually win. However, it then, goes down, or, once Kennedy's support decreased, then you further look at Kennedy as a candidate who doesn't have any chance to win, who isn't a serious contender for the presidency come election day. And, again, not being in the debate, makes you actually seem like a real contender for this presidency, someone who could actually win. You're facing off against the Democrat and the Republican. You're facing off against Biden and Trump. But when you're not in the debate, it's just impossible to see someone who is excluded from the debate, not in the debate, possibly have a chance at winning. Not only that, winning really any votes. When you look at Ross Perot, who in 1992 was an independent, and he was in the debates, and he had a very good performance. Certainly better than George H.W. Bush, and maybe, I've watched the debates, maybe around tied with Bill Clinton. Maybe Bill Clinton won. It's a toss-up between him and Ross Perot, but definitely did better than George H.W. Bush. But what you saw was that Ross Perot got 18.9% of the vote nationwide. And, that was him with a very good performance and being included in the debates. That was a candidate who is in the debates deemed very serious, put in all of the election graphics. He was he had a real chance at becoming president. And still, he only got 19% of the vote. But not only that, he got 0 electoral votes. He didn't manage to carry a single state, not a single one, even Maine's 2nd congressional district, the most independent congressional district, or independent-minded congressional district in the country. Ross Perot failed to carry. So, the question comes, how much of an effect, really, does Kennedy have on this election come election day? Looking at this trend, with now Kennedy being excluded from the debates, now seen as not a serious contender at all, more and more supporters are flocking from his campaign just because of that notion that he doesn't have a chance. How much, really, will Kennedy being in the race affect the election? And it's increasingly looking like not all that much. So thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and drop a like below. Also leave a comment to let me hear your thoughts. Again, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.